Well, today we're in Newcastle upon Tyne. We're at the university here and we're holding a First World War showcase event for people and community groups who are interested in engaging with the First World War. There's lots of interest here, some very fascinating topics that people are talking about.
My project is looking at John Brown King, a sailor from Gateshead who was serving on HMS Amphion, who was in action on the 5th and 6th of August 1914 and probably is the first person known to fire a shot in the Great War. I need to get this underway and to actually get some acknowledgement of John Brown King.
The aim of these days is to reflect on the work that people have done through the centenary so far and to inspire other groups and other individuals to get involved for themselves. So we like to show off the projects that have been carried out, the things people have achieved, the lessons they've learned, and encourage people to work together, develop new networking relationships.
I was delighted to find out that we have somebody in Newcastle who will give support in this and will help to further my project.
Projects get a lot more done by working in partnership, not just with universities and with engagement centres, but with each other. It might be a particular bit of expertise that another group might have that they can offer, or a little bit of key knowledge.
Definitely coming along today has enabled me to meet a number of people and it's been very helpful indeed. There are people academically involved in this and I need them to sort of take forward this and give me direction, but also to give this research some academic credence.
A lot of what people do with the First World War is connected with family history and with people's own accounts and own records, and these aren't easily accessible through traditional deposits such as local record archives. You need to have contacts with people in the locality.
Our project is called Beyond Destruction and it's all about raising awareness about the loss of history, destruction of the past. We are trying to engage communities from the Middle East in the Gertrude Bell archive and look at the historical resources we already have in our archives, such as photographs, letters and diaries.
People that work with us don't just work with the one engagement centre, they work with all five, and that's a method that we like to encourage. One of the key ways that we're working together is by using each centre's networks, because we all have our own individual networks of researchers, of community contacts and other individuals, so we can source the best possible expertise for each day.
The North East doesn't have its own engagement centre, but it works with Living Legacies, which is based in Belfast University, and they handily now have staff in Newcastle University. We help guide applicants towards the university if it's going to be of benefit to their project, if they're working with a particular theme that the university is interested in. And then, just like today, Paul invites me to events to speak and I get to kind of share a bit about HLF and hopefully drum up some applicants.
It was extremely useful to hear from the Heritage Lottery Fund because I'm working on my own. They thought that this story was so good that they are encouraging me and are likely to help me to become part of a group to further this research.
The community expressed an interest in reaching out for people trapped in Syria and Iraq, and this is very interesting for us. I've already talked to colleagues here as well about the possibility of developing the project and what we can do actually to apply for a bigger funding.
So for anyone thinking of developing a First World War project, I would probably advise them to really think about their topic. I think in terms of the relevance of their topic, what's the interesting thing about it to them, and then if they can explain that in an application, we understand why that's an interesting topic, and that's where a project can start, and then they can build from that point. I think a lot of people try to present the whole history lesson when in actual fact just looking at some letters or a diary alone could be of interest. We've got one, the diary of a hot air balloonist, and it's just brilliant. It's one book. We've had a huge number of projects come forward and the quality of them, what they're delivering, the kinds of things that they're finding out is far beyond what I imagined it would be. If all of those projects present one thing and it goes into the narrative about the First World War, then it changes people's thinking and it does leave a good legacy.